I was going to say, conversely though, you've got a number of anthro things that have actually been taken as legitimate, serious literature well before anime actually caught on in the West as legitimate, serious literature. Just springing to mind automatically is Mouse by Art Spiegelman.
Yes.
And then you've got a range of sci-fi that's been coming out. Manskin Wars, for anyone that reads Larry Niven, that's been going for about 25 years.
Magazine, not Manskin.
My pronunciation's crap.
I thought it was good though.
Well, dickweed or no, the point is, like, the stuff's been going for ages.
Big dick. Animal Farm.
Yeah, Watership Down.
Watership Down. The stories of Ronald from France.
Yeah.
The Tales of Beatrix Potter. The Tales of Uncle Remus. Aesop's Fables.
Oh, particularly Aesop's Fables. Actually, those have been around since, well, ancient Greece.
But here again, as much as we tend to revere Disney, I also blame them because they're the ones that hammered home to Western culture that talking animals are for kids.
Well, in that case, and this is just me personally speaking here, what about Batman?
No,
he's a Batman.
Which Batman?
Well, not the original 1920s Batman, just beat crap out of everyone.
40s.
Sorry, thank you. But, you know, here's a guy who's dressing as a bat and then going around being hideously violent. But surely, from that logic alone, Batman is fur. not violence, just being dressed as a bat.
Well, you must understand, outside of the comic book world, the exposure to Batman was the Adam West series of the 1960s, which I wouldn't exactly call furry. I call that more satire. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
At least he always brought his carousel reversal spray.
Okay. Here we've got a early 40s guy hung out with a teenage boy in tights.
It's a good time at 6 o'clock.
In the comics, he's meant to be 14.
Oh yes, he's 14 in the comics. He could have been at this.
Oh, so this becomes our territory,
your
guys.
territory.
I suppose, conversely, I mean, having gone to cons all over the country, I've noticed that in Adelaide the crowd is actually substantially younger than it is along the East Coast. Why do you think, because like looking around this room, people seem to be, on average, about 5 to 10 years older than what anime conventions are now attracting if you subtract parents. Why do you think that, is it strictly because of this sort of Pokemon Naruto thing? But we also still have a number of fairly anthro cartoons showing on TV on Saturday mornings still.
Pokemon is an anthro cartoon.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Pokemon is animal abuse, okay?
Children, get this animal, keep it in a tiny confined space, then fight it against someone else's animal.
You can actually get little hamster balls that are painted like Pokeballs. This idea has actually been extended to cat balls as well. I don't know why anyone would get a cat. It's 2 feet in diameter, and you put your cat inside it, and the cat runs around, smacking into things because its whiskers aren't touching anything. And it hates you for the rest of your life. The rest of its life, which won't be very long because you're keeping it in an airtight ball.
That's one thing we have not yet seen. We have not yet in Furry Family a life-size plastic ball.
Go up to Brisbane, it's called Zorbing.
I thought that was New Zealand.
They go in cans as well. Oh, and Strike are doing it, but you have to zorb your way down the alley and hit the 10 pins.
Is Paul Kidd out there? Paul?
He's in the next panel.
He's in the next panel over. All right, because Paul, of course, created Tank Vixens.
Yes.
Back in, he's told some tales of like going to anime cons and having these 12-year-old girls come up and go, "Oh, we be your Tank Vixens!" He said, "Oh God, I'm going to hell now."
Why, if he had $1 every time this month, $12.
He'd have $12. Sorry, touche. Beat me to it.
So I guess we're actually at the end of the cheat sheet. We don't really have any more talking points.
Gossip.
That's right.
The lady's been so fun.
I know.
You boys are so good at talking. I I only stand on stage because I have to, and no one else will do it. You guys do it for fun because you like it.
We are.
No, we're attention whores. That's
They've got you down.
So perhaps should we open it up to questions from people who are
Yes.
interested in relative aspects of fandom, or
I think we should.
okay? MiDFur XII, was it?
Yeah. I was just going to say, so I have to translate for him, but
Please.
so earlier on when you were talking about like certain violence, and like that thing with the Vietnam War and had the furry version of it, I just want to ask: has anyone here ever heard of a comic book that's on the FA called Hate? No one?
Hands up.
Hate.
How do you spell it?
H-A-T-E.
H-A-T-E.
Oh, H-A-T-E?
Yeah.
Oh, hate.
No, hate. Bloody hate.
H-A-N-K-E-D.
Know that.
Hanked. Hanked.
I'm sorry, no, I'm not.
Basically, just for all the Aussies in the audience, try and imagine like Ivan Milat if he was a furry. And for the Americans, imagine Jeffrey Dahmer if he was a furry. That's what it's about. It's about these two serial killers, and it's really awesome. I just want to tell you one.
That's less a question, more a statement. So, questions from people that understand grammatical differences.
As a furry.
You seem to have one of
You
these.
asked a question, you asked if anyone heard of it.
Oh, that's touche.
We all have now.
So we've got one up the back there.
Yes, Mike. I remember when you were talking about the furry animals are cute in cartoons. Recently over in America they had a TV show called Farm of the Pride. It was now, what I've heard, it didn't last too long on TV because unfortunately parents seen, oh, it's a cartoon, and we should thought, yes, my kiddies will love that. Because sitting down here in the personal lives of the characters was didn't quite go down too well.
Oh, Kate's on heat.
I've noticed that. This is the same reaction that people had to Drawn Together, to South Park, to The Simpsons when it first came out. Can you imagine there was once a time when The Simpsons were considered risque?
I remember there was a big, to-do about it, and I wasn't allowed to watch it because I was only 12 or something, and it was on late at night, and now everyone lets their 5-year-old watch it.
By the way, the Flintstones started as a cigarette commercial.
Winston cigarettes.
They've been around since a long time.
Cigarettes? Sure. Yes, I'm old.
Well, the early Disney cartoons were excessively violent.
Well, actually, the early Warner Brothers cartoons were political satire. They were meant as socio-political satire. They were never meant for children. Hell, there are some references in the early Warner Brothers cartoons. I was 26 before I finally got them.
They actually continue that to this day. Does anyone here remember Animaniacs?
Yeah.
There's this fantastic episode where they're like sort of knocking off, like one of those pulp detective stories, and it's like, ooh, everybody, look, fingerprints, and then Dot actually has prints in her arms. It's like, ew, no. Yeah. It took me till I was 25 to actually work that one out. My girlfriend is a big Prince fan as well.
Pinky and the Brain. Brain was my idol and role model. And that was...
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
No. Well, I don't know, but where would we get rubber pants in our size? We actually had...
If you replace the P in my name with an O, I'd be Oinky.
We actually had Rob Paulson as a guest at Africon. And that was great. We got Pinky there, and there was a guy with a Pinky suit, and he did the voice for him. And I was like, oh my God! You see, you've probably been through this. I was talking to Rob on the phone. And talking to him on the phone, it's like, oh yes, Mr. Paulson, of course we're going to offer you, as we go to this meeting, we treat our guests of honor with the honor they so richly deserved. You've done so much for the anthropomorphic. Kind of in my mind, I'm going, I'm talking to Pinky! Must not fanboy.
In my defense, having to actually have to deal with celebrities, I'm so over fan gushing. They're just like you and me, only they have money.
They're just like you and me, only some of them are really cool. I still, even though it's become a good friend of mine, I cannot help fan gushing over Stan. Because, like I said, without Stan, I don't think there would be a furry fandom today. And you guys don't realize just the magnitude of the contribution that he made. So when you see him, make sure to thank him and buy him a drink. He doesn't drink, but he'll give it to me. So.
That's kind of like me and Lloyd Kaufman, really.
What's that?
Well, you know, just hideous bad taste wouldn't exist today if it wasn't for trauma films.
Right. Right. And they had furry. They had that giant, like, gerbil in them there. Right?
Mm. Yeah. No, it's probably too much of a stretch to say Toxic Avenger story. But just, do we have any more questions?
Yes.
Yeah, you, right in front.
All right. Originally, when you were talking about Star Trek, you said Uhura was going to be a cat. Let's say that was possible.
Lieutenant Barras.
Yeah. Let's say that was possible. What kind of impact do you think that would have had on the furry fandom? Yeah,
There would be a lot more teenage boys in the fandom, right?
I think it would have more impact on the merchandise that Star Trek sold.
Yes.
They have one more thing that they could sell to everyone.
And the first interracial kiss on television would have been the first interspecies kiss instead.
You clearly haven't paid too much attention to Lassie. Does anyone, like, firstly, does anyone here watch Lassie? But two, anyone with a dog, do their dogs, like, sort of try to watch Lassie with you? Because my dog totally does.
You got a cool dog.
My dog loves TV.
Really?
Yeah.
My dog is more like, let's go outside and play ball. It's like, no, TV's on. No, ball, outside, play ball. That was it. He was all about going outside and fetching the ball. Taking the ball from that side of the yard, bringing it to this side of the yard. That was his world. The ball at that end must be at this end. That was, you know, his universe, his religion. That's all he lived for.
Mine liked to taunt people with his ball. You know, he'd have the ball in his mouth, try to take it, and he'd run away. Sorry, guy in the green shirt.
Yes. Do you actually see, like, personality traits between the different type of characters? Like, is there, like, a set sort of personality between cat girls? And I know with furries, you have one sort of personality trait that's more common to a cat, a feline persona, or a canine persona, or is there, or do you find that there's a particular personality trait between completely across the family?
Well, I guess there's a few. Probably like the clumsy schoolgirl, the one that's always late, who usually ends up being some magical something.
That's part and parcel of the
You know, with the glasses.
Yeah. And of course you've got the shy otaku artist schoolboy who, oh my god, a girl is talking to me. What do I do? What do I do? Nosebleed, nosebleed.
See, for me, that's just a cocaine habit.
Have they actually defined otaku very well?
Oh, right. For those that, you know, don't interact with the anime community, an otaku is, well, otaku quite literally means your house in Japanese. And it's an abbreviation of otaku no video, all the videos in your house. Unsaid is you freaking geek. So otaku has basically taken on the unsaid connotation, and in Japan is someone who is a geek or a nerd for absolutely any type of fandom. There's, you know, otaku no Star Trek, otaku no anime, you know, otaku no McDonald's.
Yes.
There are people that, anyway. So in a Western context, an otaku is specifically an anime geek. I've trademarked the term Oztaku, it's one of my business names. It was actually quite funny. There was an internet debate on it which triggered one of my web spiders. And I'm like, by the way, guys, that's TM to me. But we also, within the, one of the funny things within the otaku culture is that we actually sort of schism a lot. I don't know if you guys have much of a schism within furries, or, you know, like there was the mention of drama, but from the outside looking in, you guys seem to be fairly, you know, well, okay, that particular person's an asshole as an individual, but they're a fur.
Welcome to our greatest strength.
Whereas within anime, we have so many schisms of, you know, we've got Narutards, we've got Fujiyoshi, which is to say the rotted, like literally translated as a rotted girl. Now these are the girls that are only interested in manga gay porn, known as yaoi. you know, we've got the ecchi set, which are, you know, the guys who